From the very first spark of life, DHA is working overtime, building brains and tiny eyes, fueling dreams that start inside.
Welcome to The Good Oil, the podcast that explores the science behind DHA and its importance for health. I'm your host, Bassam Hallak, and today we are delighted to have Professor Barbara Meyer, an expert in DHA, its role during pregnancy. Barbara has conducted key research on DHA, and today we'll discuss its effect during early pregnancy and throughout. Barbara, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited to talk about DHA and its importance in pregnancy.
And Barbara, you've obviously come from Wollongong University. Maybe if you
Yes.
could just tell us a bit about what you do there.
Well, I'm an academic staff member, or I was until recently. I retired, but I was there for about 31 years, teaching lots of students and doing research in the area of omega-3s, particularly in relation to pregnancy.
Excellent. And thanks for making the journey down to Melbourne to talk to us. So let's start with the basics. So, Barbara, what is DHA and why is it critical for pregnant women?
Okay, so DHA, it stands for docosahexaenoic acid. So that's the scientific term, but we prefer to just refer to it as DHA so people can relate to that. It's actually a healthy fat, and it's an omega-3 fat that is very important for neurological development in the brain and eyes and the whole nervous system, really. And omega-3 is a healthy fat that we need to get from our diet. But when we're looking at our diet, Australians are not really consuming as much DHA as they should be for optimal health,
Yeah.
including pregnant women. So DHA is essential for fetal brain growth and maternal health as well. So it impacts the brain function, heart function, and also inflammation.
Excellent. And that's really great context, especially in regards to how pregnant mothers aren't taking enough DHA. I'm really keen to talk about your study, use the long name, the title Maternal Plasma DHA Levels Increase Prior to 29 Days, Post-Luteinizing Hormone Surge in Women Undergoing Frozen Embryo Transfer. That is a long sentence. What did you find and why is it important for pregnant women in this case where they need to supplement with DHA?
Okay, so this is a study that we did in women seeking assisted conception, so through in vitro fertilization. And so here we recruited women that were going to undergo this procedure. And so they weren't pregnant at the start. We took blood samples before pregnancy and then during very early pregnancy. So after the transfer of the embryo, then at day 18, at 29 and 45, we took our blood samples. And what we found was between day 18 and 29, the mothers mobilised their DHA, meaning there was more DHA in the bloods. And that was really to ensure that the fetus was getting enough DHA to form its own backbone. So when the fetus, its fertilised egg, starts dividing,
Mm.
then it's the first thing that develops is the backbone and the brainstem. And that occurs between day 18 and 29. And you really need DHA for that rapid neurological development.
Mhm.
And so that's really important for pregnant women to have enough DHA in their bodies to be able to mobilise that DHA. Because this is before the woman even knows she's pregnant,
Yeah.
and she's not going to suddenly say, "Oh, I need to eat DHA because I could be pregnant." So it's really important in very early pregnancy.
Yeah, excellent. And that's really interesting. Let's just now discuss around your second study titled "In Pregnancy Maternal HDL is Enriched with DHA." What did this reveal about the DHA transport in pregnancy?
So now we're moving on to later in pregnancy. So a lot of people might have heard of first trimester, second trimester, third trimester.
Mm.
So we looked at those 3 trimesters during pregnancy. And to our surprise, we found that HDL, which is one of the lipoproteins that carries the good cholesterol in our bodies,
Hmm.
it also carries the DHA. And during pregnancy, the woman synthesizes these HDL particles that specifically carry the DHA, and then the placenta can actually take up that DHA from the HDL and then transfer it to the growing fetus. So it's really important to have good HDL levels during pregnancy.
So DHA is actively transported by the HDL, especially during pregnancy. What should pregnant women in those sort of planning to get pregnant, take away from your research in this regard?
If women are planning to get pregnant, then it's a good idea to make sure that your DHA levels in your body is optimal to sustain the pregnancy. Certainly during pregnancy, the women will increase a synthesis of DHA, so they're producing their own DHA, but it's better to have good DHA stores. So make sure they consume a prenatal diet that contains lots of DHA, and the primary food source for that would be fatty fish. And that's not only essential for very early pregnancy, so that there's enough DHA for proper neurological development, but also as the baby's brain grows
Yeah.
during pregnancy, that then they need more DHA for that brain growth as well.
Yeah. And I'm assuming we talk about brain development for babies still in the womb. I'm assuming the third trimester is the most important, or are you saying the whole pregnancy process?
Well, the brain accrues primarily during the second trimester, so mid-pregnancy. So that's when the brain really puts on its brain matter, if you like,
Yeah.
and it's a rapid growth. And we've shown that the HDL delivers that DHA primarily during that trimester, but it's important throughout pregnancy.
Yeah.
So we just need to have good DHA levels to be able to sustain a good, healthy pregnancy.
And when a woman is pregnant, what other factors should women consider regarding DHA in pregnancy?
DHA quality does matter, so I would recommend that you choose high quality supplements that are bioavailable. By bioavailable, meaning that we can absorb it and then add it to our own body stores. I also recommend that the women consume a balanced diet, so it's not all just about DHA. There's other nutrients that are important, like folate, for example, iodine, and they're all used to sustain the pregnancy. And DHA supports fetal brain growth, and it works best alongside a comprehensive prenatal healthy nutrition plan.
That's excellent insights. And Barbara, lastly, why should DHA be considered as an essential part of the prenatal care?
Well, DHA is crucial for both the mother and the child, so it's not really optional, because if the one woman is relying on the mother to mobilise those DHA, then you're kind of putting the mother's body under stress. So we really want to make sure that the mother has enough DHA to mobilise it in the blood so that the growing fetus can get the DHA. And it's vital for proper brain and nervous system development. So we really want to ensure that we have adequate DHA intake, which may improve both short-term pregnancy outcomes, but also long-term health for both the mother and the baby.
Barbara, thank you for sharing your expertise. Your research is certainly invaluable in understanding DHA's critical role in pregnancy.
Thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure to be part of this important conversation.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to The Good Oil. Be sure to subscribe for more insights on DHA and health. Until next time, stay healthy.